Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back out to another episode of the Aurora GOP's Republican Weekly Recap. We're going to end up changing this name, though, Gabriella, because it's turning into a scenario now that petitions are in and we're getting ready for primaries. These are going to become multiple episodes per week now, so we're going to have to change the name a little bit. It can't be a weekly recap. How about a daily with all the stuff going on in our upcoming
Seriously.
races here? How do you feel about that one?
Yeah, I daily, hourly, things are changing by the minute in Illinois politics. So, whatever you want to go with, I'm totally there with that.
I'm telling you, anyone that had a successful social life in high school can probably do really well in politics because it's almost the same darn thing. It really is. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I am your host, the chairman of the Aurora GOP, Danny. Some people call me Crazy Souri. And it is if that's the only thing they're calling me, then I'm doing, I'm okay. I've heard worse. And I am introducing, man, I am so excited to have you on this show. Guys, you can say what you want. Sometimes it's okay for men to fangirl a little bit here. This is the one and only Gabriella Hoxie running for Cook County Commissioner. Hello, how are you? Round of applause music coming in. How are you today?
Thank you. No, I'm great. I'm really excited to be here. I love this kind of format of asking questions on the spot and having these discussions. I love really getting into kind of the topics and the issues. So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk to the people in Aurora, and I'm sure this will reach outside of Aurora as well. And so I'm excited to have some good conversations today. So thanks again for having me.
No, of course. And, we've been trying to do this. And seriously, thank you for being here. Because it's like, okay, she's from Cook County. We're in Kane County. What does one have to do with the other? Stay tuned. You guys are going to find out. But we've been trying to do this for a minute now to get you on.
Yeah.
And you have been absolutely busy. Like, you have been everywhere.
Yeah, it seems like it. Everywhere but my house, I think. Yeah, I've been all over. I've been saying there's been many days over the last few months where I get home and I go right to bed, and then I wake up the next morning and do it again. So I've been all over my district. I've been to some events in Kane County. I've been kind of, different areas, but it's been a busy few months.
You've been in Springfield a couple times already this year.
I have, yes. Part of my full-time job, right. Yes, my full-time job, I actually work, well, I don't work in Springfield, but I work for the Illinois House Republican Caucus. So
Nice.
When we're in session, I'm typically, not always, I'm typically down there. So we had 2 weeks of veto session. I was down there for that. And then we also had, like you said, Republican Day back in August, and I was able to make my way to that as well.
That is absolutely impressive. How long have you been in politics total, like in the atmosphere? I know you're working for the caucus, everything else. How long have you been in the game, if you will?
About 3.5 years. So
Oof.
I started literally the Monday after I graduated my undergrad. I jumped on there. I worked on the political side. I worked with HRO, so I managed state rep campaigns. And then I jumped over to our official stateside staff following the 2022 election. And I've been in this role ever since then. So coming up on basically my 3-year anniversary in this job that I'm in right now.
Nice. That is, so, I love that. That reminds me, Jaden, right? Jaden Medeo.
Yes,
He's
I
our,
do.
yeah, Jaden.
He's amazing.
He's incredible. He's our vice chair. You already know that.
Yep.
My adopted son, if you will. But like, this kid's been doing it. He was 15 years old on
Wow.
Andrew Sosnowski's campaign.
Nice.
When he started,
Good for him.
that blows my mind, guys. Like, I'm 43, and I got involved in politics because in March, before the mayoral election in Aurora, I called the current mayor who was running at the time a couple of expletives on a rant on a Facebook video. And then people started coming out of the woodwork saying, "Hey, that was great. Can you do it again?" I'm like, "Well, the guy deserved it." Then slowly got pulled into politics. I've been only in it since, actually actively, since June of this year.
Wow.
So just thinking about that. Yeah, very short amount of time.
That is, you jumped right in the deep end because I feel like there's been so much going on since June. I'm like, that's a lifetime of politics.
Oh yeah.
In this area. So I'm sure it's been a real learning curve for you and just immediately jumping into it. So
you know what it's like? Can I be straight with you? So
always.
No, of course. I hate that question, but I gotta say it because I have some, haters, which I love. I love getting haters anytime I get into a new industry. But I had someone post a mugshot of mine a while ago, And I served a few months in a county jail in Michigan years ago. And watching the Illinois political game is like sitting back and just watching everybody in the cell block all day.
Yeah.
It's almost identical. Like the storylines, and you ever seen Orange is the New Black?
I saw the first few seasons. I didn't see how it ended, but I did watch when they first started. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know how everyone, it's like all those little storylines. It's kind of valid
Yep.
if you sit back and
Yep.
watch it. And I'm seeing this stuff, and it's insane. And I'm just scratching the surface of what's going on in Cook, because
Yeah.
we have
Oh yeah.
a mess out here as it is. DuPage and Kane, we're immediately on the flip the game back around here method,
Hmm.
if you will. But you have been everywhere. Like, to go back to that, you started right when you finished your undergrad. You already got
Hmm.
3.5 years in. You're 25 years old.
Yep.
Okay, how does this happen? Like, how does this come up? Like, I went through my entire life, somewhat Monday, what do they call that? Monday morning quarterback, or Monday, whatever they call it.
Hmm.
When you're analyzing a game, saying this is what they should have done. They should have thrown the pass. Silly people. Uh,
Right.
but I didn't get started till literally just recently, and I was activated because of all the BS going on. How does someone at your age, and we're talking 3.5 years, so 22, 21, 22 years
Hmm.
old?
I was 21 when I started because I started in June. My birthday's in July, so I was
How does
21.
that happen? How does a 21-year-old just say, I want to go into the craziest, most psychotic thing I can decide to go into? How does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, fair. It kind of happened by accident, actually. I was planning on going to law school. I majored in political science and communication studies. I went to Loyola in the city, so close by, and I got an email from my political science department saying that there were some opportunities with a political campaign. And I was planning on taking a gap year to save up and kind of have myself in a good spot going into law school. So I figured it would be a really good opportunity to have some political experience and something fun. I've always loved politics. Like, you can ask people from way back when I was in elementary school. I mean, I made a homemade Sarah Palin yard sign when I was 7 years old out of wood, and I wrote on it with Sharpie. So I've always loved politics. I've always been a political person. So I figured it'd be fun, and it was about a week into it, and started saying to everybody around me in my life, I was like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm going to law school. I think this is like what I want to do. I loved it. I still love it. I love the excitement of it, and there's so much that I love about it. So I kind of just fell into it and ended up feeling like this was the right fit for me. So
And since you got in, you went straight to work for the caucus. Like, you've been there the whole time.
no, so I actually started out, funny enough, with your former mayor. I started on the urban campaign. I didn't
Oh,
know anything about Republican politics, and I got this email, and I said, "Sure, I'll like." In Illinois, I should say, I wasn't familiar with Illinois politics. I was paid attention to national stuff like most
right.
people did.
Likewise.
So I jumped into that, and that was, I mean, jumping in the deep end because I guess I started in May of that year. So that was, I started about a month and a half before the primary. So that was when, I'm sure you can remember, things were getting a little crazy. So I jumped right into that. I just did field work. So I was deputy field director for the state. So I managed the field program. And shortly after that primary happened, that's when I jumped over to the House Republicans. And that's where I've been ever since.
Nice.
So that was, again, like totally random that I just got this email, and I was like, yeah, this, sounds interesting. I like politics, and I kind of rolled into this, and it's just funny how God works sometimes. So
I would get out of my head. I was literally I was politely waiting for you to stop talking. I was gonna be like, that's how you know you were chosen, as opposed to, you know what I mean? Like, seriously,
yeah.
it's
Oh, absolutely.
listen. I gotta tell you something. I spent 26 years. I still do it as a hobby, but 26 years as a DJ, and nightclub guy, entertainment guy. Never planning on getting involved in public office. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last thing I expected. So
Yeah.
it kind of turned into one of those scenarios where, as everything broke out this year, I had to get involved. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way this can be real with what was going on in Aurora. How the heck this guy got in? It was what, 7.4% voter participation, voter turnout. No,
Crazy.
so
Yeah. Crazy low.
and we're not even going to go over this crazy socialist and what he's done in my town, because you see it. You see what we're
I
posting
have.
all the
I
time.
saw it. I saw this stuff about the stuff with the firefighters. I work with Representative Davis, Jed Davis, and I know he was posting about it. That's how I first initially heard about that stuff, and it was just wild what was going on with that. Just absolutely wild. So,
Let me give you a piece of advice. You end up growing in your career and you become the mayor of Chicago. Okay, um, don't play silly political theater with the flags. That was like,
yeah,
it was such an alley oop. Like, how do I not dunk on that guy at that point?
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
simple stuff. Like, you would think you would know
yeah,
these common sense things.
yeah.
So, 25 years of age and you're already a dynamo. Like, listen, when I tell you,
Thank you.
you are most welcome, buddy. Seriously, you are like I am. I gotta tell you, I really enjoy seeing talent not only develop but in action. And when it comes out of young people, it's amazing to me. The reason why is so I do life insurance, okay, and I
Hmm.
train a lot of anywhere from 18 to 19, 20-year old, 21, 22-year olds on how to not only just get involved in sales, if you will, but how to actually service a client, how to go back and forth, how to ask questions, figure out needs versus wants, provide a
Hmm.
service, versus sales. And it's seeing people develop into that next level, which is leadership. It's amazing to see how people respond to that. And you're running through the finish line here already. As far as like there's always I say this. What is it? They say that your brain doesn't develop until your age of 25, fully developed.
I think that's, yeah, 25 is the
25 years
number.
of age or something like that.
Yeah.
So you're already at like probably the worst thing to say to a woman. You're already like 40 mentally. Sorry.
Thank you. I no, I hey, I take that as a compliment. I do. I really do take it as a compliment, genuinely. Yeah. Thank
So
you.
no, you're most welcome. So let me ask you this. So how do you how do you not become how do you not keep yourself as a unicorn? Let me explain. Because you're a unicorn. You're a young adult. You're not only running, you're running successfully. You have an incredible social media campaign going as well. You're not hiding. You're not, saying, "Hey, I'm on the flyer. Look at me, look at me." It's you're going out and you're putting in the work. You're putting in the grind, right? So
Hmm.
how do we replicate you? That's the question. Because I look at the YRs,
Hmm.
and shout out to all of them. Shout out Evan. Shout out Richard, Mary, Lindsay, of course, Jaden, all the YRs that I've met, like you guys are the force in the bloodline to move forward with. That's literally where I'm investing all my energy into in Aurora. Sorry,
Yeah.
old
No,
folks,
that's a
I love
good.
you, but they're coming. Okay.
No, that's so fair, and I totally agree with that. I think that the YRs are the best way to sort of create that pipeline of bringing in future leaders. And for people that are like wondering how do you support YRs, and also I'm a young Republican. I'm the vice chair of our North Cook chapter. I'm also the Cook County Region Chair for the. I'm on also the board of the Illinois Young Republicans.
Nice.
So this is something that I love, and I'm something I'm very involved with. Um, and the key to it is fostering the young Republicans from people that are, already elected, people that have been in party politics for a while, having the young Republicans, inviting them to come to your meetings, donating to the young Republicans, hosting a fundraiser for them, giving them opportunities to learn from people that are already in it, and giving them a platform to speak. Get them involved, put them on the board of your organization, like you already have, Danny. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities to sort of find these people and help them grow. I think in the past there's been some, I wouldn't say like opposition, but sort of barriers in the way to YRs that are interested in kind of being up and coming and getting involved. And I
Listen,
think that's
I'm
changed.
sorry. With all due respect, I'm not letting you do the softball on that one. How about this? How about there's a bunch of people that need to stop freaking out and holding on to their position like it's their sole identity and purpose in life, and prepare the
Yeah.
next people. Get the next man
Yeah.
ready.
Yes. No, you're
Sorry.
you're you're absolutely right. I think there are a
you
lot of
you
people
said
that
that
are
so
afraid of.
nicely. I'm like, there's a lot of people I'm not letting off the hook. You know Jaden's
Yeah.
story. You know what that kid went through here. It was like,
Yeah.
nope, we're
Yeah.
not having it. 90 days, we became the chair and vice chair together.
Yeah. No, that's the thing is, I understand that. I'm not saying, just replace everybody with YRs, right?
No,
We
of
need
course
people that
not.
are
Yeah, of course.
experienced. We need people that are that are younger and new to the game, but we need that diversity. It can't just be everybody has been doing this for 15, 20 years and they've been in this position for 15, 20 years. We need to start changing things over. And when you find that opportunity to bring somebody in, bring in a young Republican, because they're going to be the person that can connect you to new voters. They're going to be able to help you out on social media. And they're going to be able to take positions when people retire, when people, move away. I mean, that's going to always inevitably happen. And if you don't have a pipeline and talent ready, you're going to find yourself in a bad situation when you do need to replace these positions.
You're not wrong on that last sentence. That closing, they always say your last sentence is what people remember. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Let me throw you a curveball on this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that annoys me sometimes. Like when I hear about YRs and younger folks coming into the organizations, one thing that annoys me is everyone says to them right away, says to us, all I hear is, bring them in right away, make them a PC. Okay. Bring them in right away, get them enrolled, get them set up, make them commit. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, in the insurance game, what destroys an insurance agent is when they come in and then you immediately start telling them, you need to recruit and build a team. Don't worry about learning how to be a good agent or learn how to sell or sustain business. Just bring on as many people as you can and, it buries them, right? How do you feel, or what do you think is a good way, rather, to get a bigger number of young adults out without necessarily the intent right away of making them a PC or a YR, but being a little bit more relational and missional? This is something that Dr. Aurora and I came up with. It's called Break Bread, Go Red program, right? Where it's strictly relational, missional, and that's how we succeeded in Aurora. So what would you say could be a good bridge to bring in young folks? And I'm talking 16, 17, what's a junior in high school? 16, 17. 17, right?
I think 16 or 17, I think, because I was 16.
As long as their high school ID says junior and up. So junior, senior, to get the high school group, and then even young adults up to like the age 25, 26. And I use those ages. This is going to sound so silly. I used to run teen clubs throughout Chicago and the burbs. And they were usually 17 to get in, and then 21 to drink in segregated sections, so the liquor never can travel. But that's the general range, 17 to 18 to 24, 25, 26. That's the initial core group. So how do we reach out to them without putting the pressure on right away of, hey, get involved, and then, all right, now you're part of the party? What are your thoughts on that?
I definitely agree with that. And that's something that Eric Anger, who is the chair of the North Cook Young Republicans, him and I have been working on that. We tried to sort of balance during this petition season. We wanted YRs to go knock doors for myself and for other candidates. But we also didn't want to just be like hounding them every weekend, come out, knock doors, come out, knock doors. Because I'll be honest, for a lot of young people, door knocking is not their ideal Saturday or Sunday. So you need to find a way to kind of balance that with fun activities. So maybe co-sponsor some sort of a like happy hour event with, I know we did one with State Senator Darby Hills and the Young Republicans, and it was a really good event. So kind of find a way to make something like a social event versus just, either A, door knocking, or B, everybody's sitting in a room and we're doing a 2-hour report on what we've been up to. Okay, well, that's good. But we also need to find a way to engage people that are not maybe super political policy nerds right away. We need to kind of bring them in slowly, and you're going to scare people away, especially younger people, by just making it too rigid, I guess. Find a way to kind of work outside of that.
So I agree. Yeah. Good. So I'm glad to hear that, because the argument, this old guard, and for those of you watching, when I say the old guard, you got to understand, just as the Democrat Party didn't always used to be a psychotic group of leftic lunatics. They were always liberals, okay? But there was a group that crept up. On our side, we have the old-fashioned Republicans that were really no different than anyone. They were all like swamp people, if you will, right? They call them, I don't like this rhino term. I just, more career politicians. Mm-hmm. We have them too, okay?
Yeah.
And the Republican Party, and people, don't call that out enough. That we can't be acting like, hey, we're the greatest thing ever since sliced bread. No, we got our folks too.
Yeah.
But I can't stand when the mentality is bring someone in right away, get them knocking doors, get them signing petitions. Like we haven't. Where's the training? Where's the introduction to what we're doing? They came to one meeting. They stood for the pledge. Probably the first time they've ever had to do that in a while, right? For real.
Yeah.
So it's already a culture shock, and they kind of like it. They're like, hey, this is kind of cool. And then out of nowhere, we're like, all right, go to this door, take this script, talk about this random candidate that you don't know, and make sure that you give us all your free time. It drives me. Yeah. It drives me nuts. It makes me feel like this can sound very, very ridiculous, but the old guard of the Republican Party, the old way, the old mentality is they just want your money and your vote. It's like meeting someone and jumping straight into bed as opposed to building a relationship.
Yeah.
Over time, you know. Yeah, what I mean?
And building a community too. And something is, with my generation, I think a lot of us don't have community, specifically because of, I think really COVID is what killed a lot of the communities that we maybe would have. A lot of things are online now, and online communities can be good for things, but people need in-person social interaction, in-person communities. So I think it's really, I think the Democrats are really good at creating community, and they're really good at having fun, and they're really good at social media. Those are their three things they're really good at. So if we can do that, if we can create community, we can have some fun, and we can put it on social media and show people how much fun we're having, well, obviously still being serious, but
of course,
I think that's a good way to kind of get people in and to show people that there is a community of other people like you, and you don't have to just be silent about your political views. I think a lot of people my age feel that way, that they can't talk about their politics. So come find a place where you can, and we'll welcome you, and we'll have fun events, and we'll become, your friends, and we're your neighbors. I think that's a good way to kind of market it too.
How do you feel about the theory that, because if you just look at voting numbers, in elections, and you see certain trends of people, I think there is a lot more people that are, they're silent and they don't necessarily want to speak up or get involved or become the target of this ridiculous machine on the left, that once you disagree with them, I'm sorry, you said, Democrats, they have this community of fun. No, it's more like North Korea, okay? Make sure you look like you're having fun on your face or we'll kill you. And if you don't go straight in line with everything they say, they're going to out you out the group, right?
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, I mean,
they definitely, if you are out of line on one thing, then they exile you.
They are extremely regimented. Yes, they are. The Democrats, but it's out of fear, and we'll kill you. I mean, literally. We were talking before the show, and we had gone through that. And it's a question I have coming up here in a second, so I'll save it. But this idea of people will speak up when they feel like they got a crew or people behind them or someone they can attach to. And I'm going to be straight with you, man. Like, you did that to me. It annoys me when people so much younger do that. It drives me nuts. It's like when a new agent comes in and they say closing lines, and I'm like, well, damn, that you don't need me to train you. Like, no, and you did that to me, and I feel like we've done that in Aurora for a lot of people. You'd be amazed, the Aurora Township inboxes on our social medias. Republicans, Democrats, Independents, people that voted for the communist mayor that were like, sorry, we made a mistake. Like, people coming out of the woodwork. Don't be surprised if you don't see a few Democrat organizations come out and publicly endorse this next move we do here next month. It's going to shock people. But that's
good for you guys.
Well, thank you. That's really it's the crew. It's the committeemen and everyone else putting in their work that got us to where we're at with this. Especially them putting a lot of trust in me to say the things that I say online. We do a lot of provocation. We provoke people because I'm not going to be silent. I don't care. I'm coming at you, and I'm what are you going to say to me? I'm not a white guy. Can't call me a white supremacist. I'm a Middle Eastern kid. I'm a son of immigrants. On your identity politics chart, I'm one at the top of the line, baby. So bring it on. Let's talk about that for a second. Politics is a dirty business. It is, okay? All BS aside, there's some real degenerate people. Like recently in our petitions right now, I actually am, I said this to you earlier, I think I'm one of the only Republicans that actually got challenged by a Democrat. These
Yeah.
Aurora Democrats are petrified. Gabriella, they got a 90-year-old woman to challenge my petition. I don't even think she knows
It's
that she
wild.
did it.
Probably not. Sort of like a Biden auto pen situation.
For
So,
real. Now, mind you, I pulled my petitions back, and I'll do a write-in.
mhm.
I was under the impression, and this is my fault for not triple checking on my own, but I thought a member of your party can be the only people to challenge you, and
Mhm.
that's not true. So anyone
Yeah.
that lives in your district, whatever they're registered to vote as, can challenge. So I'm like, okay, because I turned in eight signatures as opposed to 10. The final day we went as a group to submit everything, and I have the wrong
Mhm.
precinct. They gave us the wrong initial precinct because I had moved. So
Oh, gotcha.
that day,
Yeah.
11 a.m., I ran back out and I got 8. I'm like, all right, I got a few hours left. What do? I called my people and they're like, hey, only a Republican can challenge you. I'm like, bet. I met them all. There's not that many in the precinct. Let's go.
Yeah.
But these people come at us dirty. And
Mhm.
sometimes it's more than dirty. It's like dirty politics. It's dangerous. It's
Yeah.
threatening. They dox you. They put your information up. I've told you I've received 11 death threats, 3 credible.
It's wild. Yeah.
It's nuts. And it's all these schmucks. They re-edit videos and chop them up, and then they put Spanish subtitles on there. And what do you know? If you don't speak the language, you're going to believe the subtitles.
Yep.
Why are you choosing to stand up and say the same thing as as a lot of folks have come before you? This beautiful country that we have. What's making you stand up and say, "Hey, bring it on"? I don't care. I'm here to make a difference, whether you like it or not. What's driving you to do that?
Yeah. Honestly, I love where I live. I love my community. I love the state of Illinois, but we are in a really bad spot, especially for those of us in Cook County. And you guys, you're feeling the effects where you are too, but we're in a really bad spot right now. And we were, again, briefly talking about this earlier, but I want to have a family. I want to put my kids through school. I want to buy a home. I want to retire here. And all those things are they're really hard to do at this point. And so my goal for running is, listen, I feel like nothing is working. We're doing the same thing every election cycle as Republicans, and it's not working. And so let me try something new. And maybe we can flip a seat on the board. I think it's very possible in this seat, which is why I decided to run for this. And that's why I don't really care if there's going to be people that don't like me on both sides, and that's fine. But I think that a majority of the people agree with what I'm saying, even if they can't necessarily say it outright to maybe their friends. But they do agree with what I'm saying. And that's what motivated me. It's just a love of my community and a love of my county and my state. And deciding that it's time to just stop complaining about it all the time and start doing something about it.
So, come hell or high water, they pick the wrong one if they try to can tell you not to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Listen,
100%. I'm fully in on this. I mean, you know, this is something that somebody needs to do, and we need to have a real fighting chance as Republicans.
mhm.
And that's, it's going to take time. We're going to have to build back, and it's going to be a slow progression of getting a seat here and a seat there. But this is the seat on the board that I believe can be flipped. The numbers are telling me this is what can be flipped. So we need somebody that can actually flip it. And we don't have time to wait anymore. We don't have any more time.
It's
We're in a point where it is a breaking point.
absolutely, and ma'am, I am so thankful you brought that up because it's beyond it. It's a matter of, so this is
Mm-hmm.
there was a cancer developing and we ignored it and ignored it. Now it's metastasized so bad,
Mm-hmm.
that we have to do some drastic things to get it out. And it's funny because Eric and Evan tell me that a lot of your YRs and the North Cook YRs call me what's the word, based, because of some of the stuff that
Yeah.
some of the stuff that we say.
That's a compliment. Yeah.
No, I
That's a
take
compliment.
it. I'm taking it.
Yeah.
It just, you got to, like, it cracks me up when you look at the old guard of the Aurora party and the Kane County party. God bless them,
Mm-hmm.
love them to death. But I start coming out with that, and the pearls were clutched. Oh my goodness, Like we can't behave this way. I'm sorry. How long you want to sit around and let people smack you around? Guy,
Yeah.
the result, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different
Yes.
result.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like,
100%.
dude, it drives me nuts. No, and I give you a lot of props, and especially you brought that up. So you want to, you're young. You're 25.
Hmm.
We know you're in a relationship. Your boyfriend's been. I'm sorry. What's his name? Or do you ever?
Jackson.
Justin.
Jackson. Yeah. Jackson.
Jackson.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Jackson. Like
Yeah.
he got it, Michael. That's how
Yeah.
I remember things. I'm weird like that. So okay. So you and Jackson, God willing, his plan is divine, and now you're 30 and you're about to get and you've been married and you're going to start having a family now, right?
Hmm.
What do you say? Because there's a lot of women, women and soy boy feminists, I call them, that make these comments like they're a lot of the heavy hardcore pro-choice people. They make these
Hmm.
comments like, I can't get pregnant because I want to have a career and it'll destroy my career, so I must be able to have an abortion. You're talking about running for office, and this is going to be this is going to be a long process. Like you got
Hmm.
at least another 15, 20 years in the game minimum. Okay, and you're young.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
15, 20. You
Yeah.
got 25, 30, 40 years in the game left. So my apologies. Problems of an old guy, I think, at my age. Um, what do you say to those kind of people that use that as an excuse? Like, how do you answer
Hmm.
the question of, okay, we're voting for you to be, Cook County Commissioner, and now we're voting for you to be state rep or senate or
Hmm.
whatever, and then you're also saying you want to have a family. So how do you incorporate? How do you integrate that? What do you say to those kind of people that use that as the argument? I mean, you're a young lady in politics, you're in business, and this isn't like
Yeah.
you might as well be the CEO of a corporation. That's what it's like being a politician every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. Yeah. To that, I have a few things. My first thing is, you know, right when I started in the House, we had a lame duck session, and that was when Avery Bourne, who was a downstate legislator, she was still, a member of the House, and she brought her kids with her to the floor. There was multiple times where she would say something on the mic, and like her son would kind of like lean in and say something, and it was really cute and it was really sweet. Everybody loved it. It was good. But it was also like that you can do whatever you want. She had two young kids when she's a legislator. She like when she started, she didn't have any kids, so she had them while she was in office, and she was still able to do it. To me, that's very inspiring, and I've seen other women in the House do the same as well. And I think that it comes down to knowing how to kind of, like you said before, integrating your life and having kids with being in politics. Because at the end of the day, if you're in it for the right reasons, you're doing it for them anyways, right? You're doing it so that they can have a better future and a better life than what you had. So if anything, that should motivate you more to continue the work that you're doing, and to find ways to sort of make those things coexist. And at the same time, I also want to say that I think a lot of the thing is, this sort of very, very heavy feminist groups on the left say that women can do anything that men can do. Women can do anything. They're, stronger than men, and that, the whole girl boss mentality, whatever. Okay, well, if women can do anything, then women can do anything. Then they can have a kid and have a job. They can do. You can't have it. Oh
no,
well,
no,
women
no.
can't
Excuse
juggle
me.
both.
No, no, no. They can't do anything unless that group says it's okay. I
Yeah, yeah,
don't.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
That's the one thing I love about like the sarcasm of your generation when you guys try to compare
Hmm.
things like that. Oh, that's freaking awesome. Sorry.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, but you're right. You're right. It has to be pre-approved by them, because they don't seem to understand that, oh, these women that are, these girl bosses in politics. Okay, well, if they're such a girl boss, then they can do both. Like, they don't need one or the other. And I think it's just a little bit demeaning and condescending that there's this attitude on the left that, like, oh, well, you can't have kids if you want a career. What are you talking about?
right.
Yes, you can. Women do it every single day. And if women are such warriors, which I believe that women can do anything they want, right? We're strong people, then they can manage having kids and a job. That's my opinion on it. And I think if somebody doesn't want to have kids at all, that's totally your prerogative, but don't,
I gotta tell
say
you, that's
these
a horrible
sweeping
decision.
statements about women. Yeah.
It's a horrible decision not to have kids.
Yeah.
No, like legitimately.
I know, I agree. I think cannot imagine a world where I wouldn't want kids. And I think it gives people a lot of purpose, and a lot of people, I think, in my generation can be really selfish and really self-centered. I'm sure you've seen those
Yes.
videos online of like, oh, I'm a woman in her 30s and I don't have kids. This is what I do all day. And
Like,
she's
girl,
like,
you got
I
4 or
gotta
5
sleep
more
in.
years.
And it's, yeah, it's like, I gotta sleep in this morning and I gotta do whatever I want all day. It's like, okay, but I feel like having that purpose and the structure of having a family is so rewarding for people that you're bragging about all how you got to do whatever you wanted all day. Doesn't that maybe ring alarm bells in your head of that? Isn't maybe that's not the right way to live? That maybe you should be
I'm
doing
telling
things
you.
that are not convenient, like waking up for your kid's soccer game, but you got purpose from that, and you have, your that's also our future and our legacy. And so, I mean, and if that's what people want, again, I'm that's whatever, that's fine. But I just think that there's also been a culture of sort of, I don't know what the word is. Like, I guess kind of denigrating people that want to have kids,
Yes.
and like, oh, you're wrong for wanting kids, and you're a traditionalist for wanting kids, and I just
Tread wife.
hate that mindset so much. I think it's just bizarre, and I don't know.
You know what it is, Gabriella, and I'm gonna tell you. I got to. You have to understand. I got to watch from the very moment before Britney Spears came on the scene until after the Britney Spears era. And why I say
Hmm.
that is there used to be a certain level of not necessarily morality, but family based structure in our in pop culture.
Hmm.
Okay, there was a certain like '80s family based. You hit your '90s, and then when Britney comes out, they dress her up like a schoolgirl. Okay,
Hmm.
and dangle her in front of the world, like just like Madonna in her
Yeah.
day, right? Well, now it's the
Yep.
Britney.
Yep.
Even Madonna in her day, as provocative as she was, extremely covered up. Huge
Hmm.
traffic cones, as part of her Material Girl costume, but covered up. Then we're going to
Yeah.
dangle the schoolgirl in front of you. Now we got social media, and we're further denigrating. We got OnlyFans, and we're telling
Oh my
women.
God! Don't even get me
I'm
started on
telling you, it's
that.
ridiculous. You got to understand
Yeah.
something. I ran gentlemen's clubs.
Hmm.
Okay, and even in the late '90s, early 2000s, those clubs really were entertainment. It was kind of burlesque. Yeah, some of them kind of scummy. I'm not gonna lie. Some of them were. I didn't like to work. I didn't work at a lot of them. But even in that business, you've seen the huge dive of women being, I guess, should we say, used as a commodity?
Hmm.
You know, and it
Yeah, and then they flip it around too and make it seem like that is the empowering thing to do,
no,
right? Which is so
it,
banana. I mean, it's so backwards to me, and it's I really, really hate OnlyFans. I really hate the porn industry. I'm so
dude.
against it. It's so disturbing to see so many young women doing that. I mean, in record numbers, we've never seen women
It's
in this kind of
unreal.
career ever before. And I really worry for what this looks like for both women and men going forward, right?
Mhm.
Because now there's overconsumption for men and for women, and it just scares
It's
me. It really
destroying
does.
young men too,
Absolutely. It's
dramatically.
harming everybody.
Hmm.
It's harmful for everybody.
You know what it is? There was always this. Um, Look, even with the whole tranny drag queen stuff, I believe everyone should have a right to choose what the heck they want to do, but
Hmm.
there should be, age appropriateness. It shouldn't
Right.
be something this isn't what we're leading forward with. Like
Sure.
you're driving into a town, oh, there's a church, there's the courthouse, there's a McDonald's, there's the brothel. Why is that here? Why is that number 4? Like, and it's been such the opposite now, and I feel like not I feel like rather it's definitive fact. Dudes have no idea how to be men anymore. Guys really don't because
Yeah.
everything masculine is toxic. Screw you. No, it's not. It's
Yeah.
you need it. We need to have our roles. We have to understand that if people say if the extremists on the left say we're going to break us down to our core of what we are an animal species. We just happen to have consciousness. Okay, we have the ability
Hmm.
to speak. So if we break people down, it's actually why I used to like working at those clubs because you analyze people in their most animalistic nature. Men are going to
Hmm.
have their role, women are going to have their role. And you're going to have, the mix in between. But when you start breaking those fundamental principles away, it's nuts. You know what you had to go through back in the day to find porn? You had to wait till your parents were gone, sneak under a bed, grab a magazine. I mean, even in the early 2000s, man, because it's 2025, you're 25.
Hmm.
Even like right before you were born, that late 90s era, it was still there was still some shame that was out there,
Hmm.
right? And that's kind of what
Yeah.
made it exciting a little bit, I guess, for people, whatever. But now it's like, if for $3.99 a month, I can see your birth canal, we have a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I
very, no, it's so disturbing. And I think, for me, again, I have a libertarian mindset in that I think people can do what they want. I don't think the government has a solution to this necessarily,
correct
but I think it's our job as people in kind of
communities.
these political spaces and these community spaces to be good
Hmm.
examples and to sort of shepherd this forward with like, initiatives within our community to try to strengthen these things. Because again, if that's what somebody, that's what they really want to do, that's fine. But the other issue is that it's being promoted as if it's good and if it's, it's easy to access and that, oh, you're going to make all this money. That is a problem. And it's something that I think sometimes people look to these issues and they look to legislation. And to me, we need to look at just first off leading by example and
Hmm.
second off finding ways to sort of spread that message in our communities, in our state, in our country, and show people the way to do things and how fulfilling life can be away from just this sort of immediate gratification and like chasing money and these
It's
things
nuts.
that are sins. I mean, they're for a reason,
Right. And listen, don't get me wrong. I am not going to throw a stone because you know that saying, okay? But
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
if we look at the stack of them, you could choose not to make your stack a mountain.
Yes,
If
absolutely,
you're going to have a couple
absolutely.
molehills, a couple little, but Jesus. Um,
Yes.
I got to tell you, props on this phrase, shepherd this forward. You said that while you were talking,
Hmm.
that we as a community to shepherd this forward. And I got to tell you, shepherd this forward, those three words, that needs to be your catchphrase.
Thank you.
Seriously, that's
Yeah,
who
well,
you
that's
are.
true. Yeah.
That's who you
Thank
are.
you.
That's
Thank you.
I got to tell you, the way people flock is the wrong word, but the way people resonate not only with your message when I see your interactions with folks or the
Hmm.
media that you put out or the things that I hear back about you when people aren't standing in front
Hmm.
of you talking, that is leading and shepherd being the shepherd of the flock. It
Yeah.
really is, and that comes with a great
Thank you.
responsibility. Listen, when we
It
started, I
does.
was I was extremely wild, and then once we broke 1 million viewers, a couple people had conversations with me. They're like, "Danny, why don't you maybe just cut back on the swearing? Keep everything else. Stop the swearing." And I'm like, I just let a bunch of strangers coach me. But yes, good, absolutely, continue to
Hmm.
improve, get better, and then we shot up. We're at like 1.75 million right now viewers a month.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, and listen, there's people all over Kane County, all over Aurora. You've seen some of the drama that we've caused. We make a post, the entire state sees it. Okay, within a matter of a
Yep.
day. Um,
Yep.
Everyone that is watching this, odds are you have friends or family in Cook County. Reach out to them, find out where they live, tell them about Gabriella, send them to listen. She's everywhere: Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. I'm sorry, X. I'm having a hard time calling it X, but
I do too. It's okay.
it
I
messes
still
me
call
up.
it Twitter. Yeah.
Get on here and follow her. And this is why I do a lot of these. A lot of people try to get on the show, and some of our own people at Kane County ask, "Why are you having this guy on?" They're not even from the state. Well, because they know we have a lot. I'm sorry, not even from the county, because we have a lot of reach. We get a lot of
Hmm.
people in front of us, so we want to bring on great people. And I got to be honest with you, you know, between Jaden, between you, between Eric, Jack, Jack Pie, that kid, man, you know Jack Pie, right?
I don't think so.
You haven't met Jack Pie
Okay.
yet? His last name
No,
is literally
maybe.
Pie, like 3.146 and all that other stuff. He's awesome. He's a young man. He lives in Aurora. You guys got to meet him. He's in the Kane County YRs.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like this collaboration, this can't be Cook
Hmm.
County is Cook County, North Cook is North Cook. We all need to pretty much go to each other's territories with those people, and we need to start, flexing an army that way. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
And, another thing too is I know that, for people that are outside of Chicago, you like to say, oh, I'm not from Chicago. And people that are outside of Cook, you say, oh, I'm not from Cook County. But at the end of the day, what happens in Chicago bleeds out to Cook County, and then it hits every other Collar County.
Yeah.
So whatever you guys are experiencing in Kane and DuPage, you're probably experiencing it because it started in Cook. So if you want to sort of nip these ideas in the bud before they come out to you guys, like
Yep.
this, these radical state's attorneys, like how we had Kim Fox, she wasn't doing anything and she wasn't prosecuting people. If you're experiencing that in your county, it kind of started with us. So
Yeah.
it may seem like, oh, Cook, I mean, there's a lot of there's, trust me, I understand there's a lot of problems with Cook County, with government and just the issues that we've had with corruption and all these other things. But this is where the crazy starts. So if you want to stop the crazy, you need to go where the crazy is starting.
No, absolutely, and you couldn't be any more above the bullseye on that. Seriously, anyone that listens, every one of us knows people in Cook County. Start talking to them. Get them involved. Send them a text message. Trigger them. I don't care. Start a conversation. And if anyone gives you shit or grief, so that is what it is. They can slip out every now and then. See, it's a small stack of sins, not a mountain, Gabriella.
Yes.
Don't worry. We'll reach out to them for you. Put them in contact with me. I promise you, Gabriella will be giving them a call. If not, it'll be the person that in the area that they live. But I want to ask you this because
Mhm.
we've discussed this a lot. About bringing in new blood, the old guard, and I'm going to tell something to the old guard, especially the old guard in your county, in your area. Anyone that tries to stifle you or get in your way is going to be my new favorite target on every social
Thank
media
you.
stream we have through Aurora. And guys, I don't make random AI video. I don't try to hire firms to make AI videos. I'll make a bad Photoshop job as parody and embarrass you. Okay. Um, what is your mindset overall to say, okay, Cook County Commissioner is the spot I'm going for? Why not? I don't know, school board. Why not Parks and Rec? I don't know. Why this spot?
Yeah, so there's a few reasons. The first one, how I kind of talked earlier about loving my community, loving where I live. The way that this district is drawn really incorporates a majority of my community. It incorporates, where I grew up, where I live now, where I went to grade school. A lot of my friends, a lot of my family live in the district. So for me, when I'm talking about where I want to represent, I mean, this is my home. Like literally, this is my home. This is everything to me. And so I think it makes you fight that much harder if it's, your whole life is somewhere in one area, right? You want to make it better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's kind of the first reason. And the second reason is, I'm also realistic. I'm a numbers person. I'm not gonna do something if I don't think there's any shot, right? And this seat was Republican until 2018, and it was flipped. Yes, it was flipped by a 28-year-old Democrat.
Oh,
You know
I
what that
know this
tells me?
story. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, and you know what that tells me? That tells me that the voters in this district like young candidates,
Mm-hmm.
and that it is absolutely able to be flipped back. That was not even a decade ago that it was Republican. Always Republican, literally always Republican. So we have a chance. The problem is that there are a lot of voters that are not coming out to the polls, and we're also not targeting people that we actually can convince. So we need to find somebody that can target those people, bring them in, because this is the sort of thing. Listen, there are not enough Republicans alone in this district to win. You do need independent voters. You do need soft Democrat voters that are
Mm-hmm.
just done with what's been going on their
There's a
side.
lot of them.
They are, and they're tired of it. But you need to offer them a realistic alternative, and a real and something new, right?
So
And
let's
so
put your
that's why I picked it.
let's put your money where your mouth is. What is it that's new? What is that like? Why is it you?
Yeah. So again, a few things.
No,
The
bring it
way I
on. I
run my
like this. Few
campaign
things.
is
I like
is
this.
yeah, it's very different. I am my own campaign manager. I'm the only person with access to my social media. I'm the only person with access to my email. I do everything on my own. When I have an event, I go there an hour early and I'm sitting there blowing up balloons by myself. Well, not by myself. Usually I'll have my mom or I'll have somebody, a volunteer, come and help
Right.
me. I'm the one showing up to the parade an hour and a half early and setting up everything. Like I'm doing this myself. This is me. And I think that allows me to be more real. That allows me to be authentic. I don't have, and no shade to, consulting firms or consultants in general. I don't have any of this running through somebody else. This is not being polished. This is not being sort of changed to
Right.
fit what people want. This is real. Everything I'm posting, I just type up myself and I post it. I think people like that on both sides of the aisle. People want something real that feels authentic, and I'm hoping that that's what's coming across on my social media is that it is authentic.
It
And
really
so I
is,
have just a
actually.
different way of thank you, and I have just have a different way of campaigning. Like I think a lot of times it's sort of the same playbook, and this is what I mentioned earlier. We're doing the same thing every cycle. It's the same playbook. Well, why don't we do something different? Instead of relying on the same methods for reaching voters, we should be throwing a majority of our money into text messages and digital media ads. That should be where the majority of our money is going, because a lot of people get a mail piece and they throw it away. And mail is valuable for certain
Right.
groups and certain groups of people, but it needs to be targeted, and
Hmm.
you need to be understanding exactly why you're sending a mail piece to somebody.
I'm not sending a
Um,
25-year-old an envelope in the mail with a long letter.
Thank you. Thank you. No, you're absolutely
Yeah,
not doing that. Yeah,
it's
you're
not
absolutely,
happening.
you're sending them a text message or you're advertising to them on social media. You're also not going to give them a call, because let me tell you something, nobody my age wants to pick up the phone. So you're not going to call them. You're going to text them or you're going to put it on social media.
I
Um,
got one that we're doing. It's freaking out my PCs because they've never heard of anything like it. But we're calling every single one of our Republicans. I have I have the insurance side, so I have my call center people about to call this list coming up, and we're going to book 15-minute in home visits.
oh, nice.
Yeah, we're just going to call and book, and then the PCs and our staff know exactly where to go. It'll be all calendared. You're walking in, bam, bam,
Hmm.
bam, and then we go. That's step
That's
one.
smart. Yeah.
That's step one. That's the first time we touch them,
Hmm.
and we got to touch them 6 times by the primary, and then 12 times by the general.
Hmm.
They're looking at me
Yeah.
like this is weird. I'm like, well, how do you think this works? You guys are trying to convince me to mail out 142,000 pieces of mail. Mail
Yeah.
campaigns require
Doesn't work.
no, because if you get 1 to 2% of a response rate, it was a successful campaign. Those are really low metrics. And to
Yeah.
get 1 to
Yeah.
2%, you need big numbers. Now I need tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Versus, like you said, let's be smarter with this. Let's send the mail to everyone that's 55 and up.
Exactly.
Everyone else, let's reach different things. Pick up the phone, send a text. You know what my favorite thing to do is? I actually did this to I think it was our Kane County Treasurer, Chris Lawson. I sent him a text message, but I recorded a quick video instead of sending a text.
Hmm.
I recorded a
Hmm.
message and I texted to him. Called me right away. He goes, "Hey, that was weird. No one's ever sent me a video text message like that." I'm like, "Yeah, but you'll never forget about me now." And,
Yeah.
simple
Yep.
stuff like that. Imagine doing like
Yeah.
Gabriella. Start sending, quick video selfies to people that you're messaging, or you're
Yep.
sending out thank yous to donors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where can everybody find you?
Yeah, so like you said, I'm everywhere. My
Yes.
website is hoxieforillinois.com. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube Shorts, TikTok. I think that's all the platforms, but pretty much any platform, I'm on it. So
Let's just say we have a nice event out in King County, okay?
mhm.
And we want you guys to all come out and be involved in it, but we want to do something for the YRs, but I don't want to
Mhm.
just do King County. You know how my brain. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to reach out and get all of us together.
Yeah,
Kane,
yeah,
DuPage, Cook, Lake, McHenry. Guys. We have work to do, right?
yeah, we do.
My issue is that you guys. I feel like a lot of you in the YRs are treated by some of the older generation of the party like the kids at the kids table. Oh yeah,
Yes.
okay, that's nice. Oh, it's adorable. You drew a picture, and I'm sitting here like, are you guys silly? You guys realize that in Illinois we got people young adults that are ready to go?
Yep. Yeah.
It's, I'm a different mentality of a person.
Yeah.
And I hope after talking, kind of getting to know each other here, you've seen a little bit more of the clarity
I
of
absolutely have.
the
Yes, I
clips.
have. And I
Cool.
hope you've seen the same for me too. Like
Dude, yes.
I'm a different mentality. I'm doing things a different way, and that's going to piss people off, and
Fuck them.
that's
Sorry.
okay because there's
Sorry. I had to do it.
yeah,
You got to understand that.
what you said, absolutely. Yeah, what you said. Yeah.
That was the greatest way
Um
to come back with that. That was good.
yes. Yes. So you just have to do things that I mean, just try these new things.
Yeah.
I mean, genuinely, what in the world do we have to lose? We are already we have one out of 17 seats. One of them is
Mhm.
Republican on the Cook County board. Like, okay, I'm coming in, I'm trying something new. What in the world? How? I mean, what else do we have to lose here? Genuinely, I'm like, so let's try something new. Let's try somebody different. Let's try different tactics. That's my mentality and my goal with this.
Here's something to piss you off. Ready? You got one Republican on the county commission, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got multiple on the Kane County board.
Mm-hmm.
We had a vote about 2 weeks ago to raise the taxes again. And the vote passed 9-8. We had 3 Democrats vote with us. No. Guess what happened? We had 3 Republicans not even vote. Look, did you see what your face just did? I can't wait till you see the replay of this. So one of them gets a tiny little pass because I think he's literally about to die. Like he's old, he's on his deathbed, his health is very, very bad. Yeah. I'm going to give him a pass. You know where the other 2 were? On the vacation, couldn't be bothered to get on Zoom for an hour. We had Democrats.
Oh, you can even zoom in on it?
Yeah, dude, yes.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, there's
you can zoom in on the meeting.
Yeah, that's wild.
So because the 3 Republicans didn't vote, all of Kane County got a new tax increase. So I'm going to say this much. It's not just about getting the seats read. It's about making sure that the people that sit there do their damn job. And then people like us, Gabriella, your group, the younger generation, my group that's kind of like the middle of the both. I call myself the last group that drank from the water hose. But there's a difference with me, and so you kind of understand my brain a little. I was the last group before the internet, and then during. Mm-hmm. But then we're also the group of before and after the internet, then before and after social media. So you're 25. You kind of came in right as social media was starting to really develop. So
that was when I was like middle school, high school was when social media really started. So I've kind of grown up alongside it, honestly.
So our group needs to make sure that people do not get away with being lazy Republicans either. Because,
I mean, people that are going to, at the very least, you need to show up.
You have to.
You need to show up for the people that put you in that seat. You have to show up.
You can't give me no BS reasons like that. We all voted for you, right? And
yeah.
It's there's a certain level of accountability to it. That's what we were talking about earlier. I'll say this much about the Democrats. Those Democrats that voted with the Republicans are now going to be primaried. Their party operates out of pure,
yeah, they are
pure.
I know. They do the same I've seen it happen to multiple members of the House as Democrats.
Yeah.
My state rep that I have, he stepped out of line and they kicked him out of the caucus.
Yep.
So I've seen it happen. Yeah.
So if we know that and we don't operate like schmucks like that, can we all please network together and get this thing going? Because I'll tell you this much, Gabriella, I might come at Democrats like crazy, but I'll come at my own people twice as hard because I expect more out of you. Mm-hmm. When I used to throw concerts, if any of my friends or family showed up to any of my events that I was throwing and caused a problem, it was the worst thing they could have done because I'll let my security beat the hell out of them before they beat up one of my customers. You're my cousin. You walk into this thing and I can lose my liquor license and you act like a fool? No way.
Yes.
What is the takeaway that you want to leave from this conversation based on everything we talked about? Finally getting to meet the other night at the governor's forum briefly in person. Finally, and I love meeting humans in person because Zoom is this is cool for like a meeting, but you're right. We need human interaction. What is your general takeaway from this conversation, and what is the message you would like to leave behind from today?
I think my takeaway is, well, I'll say my message that I want to leave behind is that I think a lot of people have become really apathetic and very just kind of disheartened with politics in our area.
Mm-hmm.
And there is hope. There are new, younger, different people kind of coming into the game. Give it a chance. Give these new people a chance. Let them try something different. Maybe we have some
Yes.
success and just give it a try. And if it doesn't work, then go
Yes.
back to the same old playbook next cycle. But we have to take a chance. And I think that there's a lot of momentum from everything that we saw happen with Charlie Kirk, the fact that we have, a Republican in the White House right now. We need to capitalize on those things, and we need to get wins here that are going to actually impact people's day-to-day life. So remain hopeful, but take a chance on something new.
Love that. Love that.
Thank you.
That's a part we'll clip out. But what's your takeaway from this call? I always like to ask new upcoming leaders this, because I do a lot of leadership development. I'm really big on Maxwell and applying these traits. So, what is a takeaway that you would take away from this conversation we had today that you can apply not only to your campaign but to your methodology and mindset for life?
Yeah, I think for me, seeing you kind of have the same mentality and style of the way that I'm kind of doing things outside of the like status quo, I appreciate because I feel like in my head I usually see like younger people kind of doing that, and so to see other people of all ages kind of coming in and willing to like shake things up, I really like that and I appreciate it, and I think it's something that I maybe need to be more observant about in people and kind of motivating those candidates that might not be 25, but they might have the same exact style and method as me and the same mentality. And we need to work together to get wins where we can and kind of help each other out. Because like you said, there's people that really don't want us to succeed. So we need to help each other and pave a way for other people kind of similar to us.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a great conversation today. Miss Gabriella Hoxie for Cook County Commissioner. Guys, visit her sites. Check out her media. Just follow. You'll be blown away by this. There's moments in time where you find someone on social media where their content kind of gives you a certain kind of feeling or mental inspiration or kind of guides you throughout a day. Get her on your For You pages. Get her in your algorithm. I promise you, watching this young lady work her way through this game, through all these opponents and all these walls and all these barriers, she's breaking them down like the walls of Jericho. And if you ever had a question or doubt about you being able to get something done in your life, watch her videos for 20 minutes, and I promise you, your mindset will be changed. Gabriella, thank you so much for being with us. Truly an honor
Thank
to
you for
have
having
you.
me.
Seriously, thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Danny.
All right, 1 second.